my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to get more flexible. I'll give you guys 10 tips on how to become more flexible. So let's just jump right in. So the first one, I wrote everything down on my phone, so if you see me looking at my phone, that's what I'm doing. So the first tip I have is stretch every day. Now you might be like, well duh, Alexa, of course you should stretch every day. But a lot of people that want to get flexible say they want to get flexible, but they really aren't stretching every day. So you have to make sure that you are stretching every day, maybe 5 days a week, but you really have to make it a priority if it's something that's important to you. Second tip, warm up before you stretch. So don't just go, okay, now I'm going to start doing my stretches and then just go into a lunge. That is bad, okay? So make sure that you're doing jumping jacks, high knees, even a mini little workout before you do stretches. It's really important that you're warm. Another good thing that I used to do is I used to get an electric blanket and I would like wrap myself up in the electric blanket or even stretch on top of the electric blanket. That helps so much, guys, like you don't even know. Tip number 3. Use a foam roller. You know I love my foam rollers. So what you do is you just use it to roll out different parts of your muscles, like your legs, your back, and that before you stretch. So this would be like after you do your little workout, then do the foam roller, then do the stretching, if that makes any sense. Tip number 4. Use a wall. So what I mean by use a wall is you can use a wall for stretching in so many different ways. You can use a wall to do your splits. You can use a wall to do your bridges against. You can use a wall to do your straddle, like against the wall to open up your shoulders. There are so many different ways. I could do probably a whole video just on wall stretches. So use a wall. Tip number 5, you can use weights. So this is a little bit like, let's just say maybe if you're already flexible and you're trying to push it to the next level, you could use weights. I don't know if you should use weights if you're a beginner because it's a little bit like, but basically you can use ankle weights, like a weighted sandbag to put on top of your leg or your back or wherever you are trying to get down. Like, so resistance training. So what I mean by this is that let's say you're trying to do leg extensions and you're trying to hold your leg up here and you want your leg to go behind your head. So you could do this laying down too, okay? So you lay down and you grab your leg and you pull it in and then you push away. So your hands are pulling in and your legs pushing against your hands. You can also use TheraBands or resistance bands to help you with this as well. So you can get a partner and your partner can push your leg and you can push against their arms really, really hard with your leg. Then you stop pushing and they push your leg even further. And that is a really, really good trick to get your leg to go further. Which comes to my next one is that you can use a partner for stretches. So sometimes it's hard to get into those stretches where you can push to your maximum stretch without someone pushing you down. So get a friend to ask to push you down in your splits or whatever, okay? That was tip number 7, so let's move on to tip number 8. Tip number 8, make sure you develop strength with flexibility. So this is like a tip / must kind of thing. You don't want to become super flexible and then have 0 strength in your legs because then you're not going to be able to hold your extensions up into the air. So at the same time, you don't want to be so strong but then not flexible. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you're pairing flexibility with strength together so that they grow together. Tip number 9. Breathe while you hold stretches. Now you're probably thinking, well, of course I'm gonna breathe, but you would be surprised how many people, you might even do it without knowing, hold your breath while you're doing a stretch. Maybe it's not completely holding your breath, but you're not taking deep breaths, and that is not helping your stretching at all. In fact, you might be damaging stuff. Because when you breathe when you're stretching, like oxygen can go to your muscles and just really allow them to stretch. If you're holding your breath and like clenching everything in and holding really tight, that's not good. You gotta relax into it and you gotta breathe. Okay? And my last tip number 10, is push yourself past that little tiny bit. Like, let's say I'm like, ooh, this hurts, I'm not gonna go any further. Just go this much further every time, and that's how you're gonna get better. So if you just stop, like, let's say you're doing a split, let's just say, and this could be in any situation, like a back bend, shoulder flexibility, legs, anything, okay? Let's say you're in your split and you're like, this hurts, I'm gonna come out. Don't do it. Stay longer, push yourself down. You know what I'm saying? So, because no pain, no gain. So if you're not willing to have a little bit of discomfort, then it's not gonna happen. And you have to be constantly in discomfort. So if you're stretching to get more flexible, you should always be feeling a slight element of pain. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of pain where you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna need to go to the hospital kind of pain. I'm just talking about a discomfort level where it's like, you can breathe through this and it'll be fine, not like you're tearing your muscles in half, okay? So please be careful, but I do think that you guys should push yourself further than you are, okay? So those are my 10 tips. I hope that you guys enjoyed them. And if you have any other tips for flexibility, please share them in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.